Good afternoon.
I can't hear you. I'm not hearing you.
You're here from there.
Yeah, but it's just you.
And Lucy. Lucy become a mute.
Wamemute wote.
Wamemute. Well,
Ngoja wote tuonane.
ndio nasema good afternoon. So what have I touched? Yeah, people touch things. Kwenda kuzaguza vitu mpaka najitoa. Can you hear yourself? But the other people, naona ni kama wamemute. So kama wamemute, they cannot hear us. Or they can hear us, but we can't hear them. So then that means we can start if they can hear us. Na host ajue.
The host should bring us.
We are hearing you.
Wow.
You are hearing us.
Yes.
Okay.
How are you?
You're fine.
Yeah, it just means that if we are mute, we are just hearing you.
Okay.
There is no distraction.
Oh.
So then we can start.
Well, I think Catherine should be moderating.
So we wait.
Yeah.
Hi, please don't wait. Go ahead. I have internet problems.
Sawa, sawa.
You have my blessings. I'm trying to listen on and off. But Western chapter, we are very happy to have you. Karibuni sana.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Jen, I know Jen is also logged on. She can moderate as we go ahead. I'm here.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, welcome.
Hello.
Jen, you're saying something?
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, let's go on, please.
For me, you can start. Or they introduce us. They have given us our blessings.
Oh, so can we just continue?
Yeah. Introduce.
I think you just continue.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I'll start by introducing myself. I'm Pauline Adiambo. I'm a student counselor at Masinde Muliro University. We have a short presentation with my colleague Milka. Maybe I'll give her just a chance to introduce herself.
Good afternoon. I'm Milka Hassan, a student counselor, Masinde Muliro University, Western chapter. You're welcome.
Thank you. So I'll just share my screen. I'll share my screen. Just give me a minute, please. It's disappeared. Are you seeing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but no.
Let's see.
I'm seeing your photo.
No,
I'm
it
seeing
shouldn't.
you.
No, it shouldn't. Oh, what has happened? Please. Oh, internet.
Imepotea.
Mm. What am I supposed to do?
Ijapotea.
Yes, just take your time. Technology issues.
Maybe we can share a bit as she's getting.
Yeah, we can share. I can see Milka.
Uh-huh.
Jane.
Um,
Sorry?
is that Dr. Nyagaya?
No, this is Jane Ombura. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Jane Ombura.
Ah, Jane, I know you.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm good.
Akipoleni sana for what has happened.
Don't worry. Technology issues.
No, I'm on the other bits.
Sorry?
What Daktari is going through.
Mm.
The funeral at the university.
Oh, we are
Yes.
Dr. Mbati.
Hmm.
Or whom are you referring to?
You're not from Egerton?
I'm from Egerton, and we are mourning Dr. Mbati's wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the doctor told me about it.
Yeah, the body is being removed now.
Mm.
Then we'll spend the night at his place.
Mm.
Then tomorrow the body is moving to Luanda.
Mm.
Then we'll be burying on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see Rosa Nyango.
Mm-hmm.
Alice was there, but now I'm not seeing her. Judy is connecting. Karibuni sana. I've seen Pauline.
I'm there.
I've seen
Can see me.
Alice. Yes, I've seen you.
Hi.
We are visiting.
How's Jen?
Hi.
Jen, how are you?
We are very
Nice
fine.
to see you.
Kakamega. Alice, where are you
Karibu
from?
sana. What? Home?
Yeah,
You're
no,
talking of home.
no, university.
University?
Yes.
Kwani?
Oh, hey, Mombasa.
Kilifi?
Kilifi.
Yes.
I'll come and visit
Yes.
you. Okay, but home you're from
Okay.
where?
Kindube.
Ah,
KB.
Nyakimbe.
Yes.
Rose, you disappeared.
I'm
Ah,
around.
yeah, at least I see.
Hi.
Rose. And
Hi.
Judy. You. Umepata?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Mko sawa?
Tuko sawa kabisa. Teknolojia ndiyo imeleta shida kidogo.
Yeah, I can hear and I can hear it breaking. I'm here. I'm happy to be here. Join the Western region this afternoon. Thank you.
What happened?
Hello. Can't
Hello.
hear.
We just have a small hitch, but we're there. We're there in a minute. Or then if you're unable, we could just, okay. Now I've seen Rose. Nyakindu Bay has disappeared.
Hi.
But I can see Judy Machio, though she has also disappeared.
Yeah.
But I can't see your photo.
Oh, okay. Let me work on that.
Alice is back. Nyakindu Bay is back. Now Anyango is from where?
Kisii University.
Rose Anyango, you are, which university?
Kisii University.
Oh, Kisii. We have Pwani, we have Kisii,
Yes.
and Judy.
Multimedia University.
Wow, multimedia. Unajua sisi yangu imeenda kuzima. My phone is going to go. Nimekuja. I was just saying we go through without sharing the documents. Eh? We are having some technical hitch. We are, hey, Barakoa, hey, where's my Barakoa? Hey, girls are in Barakoa. We are having some slight hitch. Could we go through without screening the documents?
Is it something technical which can be rectified?
Yeah, she's trying. Sharing is what is giving her a challenge.
I think you can connect it to Catherine's screen, though she's also having some technical problems. Because if you could connect it to hers, she can screen it as you continue presenting.
Yeah, you could send her your presentation. She's able to upload.
Send her.
Time.
Send her.
Yeah.
But is the document there? Just send Catherine the document through WhatsApp. Yeah, sure. Okay, then just check Catherine. Okay, we are sending it to Kupka Wall. Can Catherine pick the document now? We have sent the document to the Kupka wall. Use your phone. Or you can use mine. At least I'm sure she has gotten it because it's on the whole wall. So since we have the document on the Kupka wall, can we go ahead? Hello?
Please do.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for that speech, it's disappointed as the last minute, but I'll try to go through the slides. I've shared them on the WhatsApp group, so you can access them. So our topic was on COVID-19 and how it has affected the youth and ways in which the youth can adjust to the new normal. Now, in my introduction, I would like to say that as we are all aware, the coronavirus has really affected many lives, not just in Kenya, not just for the youth, but all over the world. So we've seen it has led to separation of from families and friends. So many lives have been lost, and so many livelihoods have also been lost as a result of the coronavirus. And world over, people have experienced the quarantine that has been there. And we are aware, psychologists again, that social isolation can easily lead to chronic loneliness in an individual. And the youths have not been left out in this crisis, and I believe actually they are the most affected, given that the educational institutions have been closed down, and most of them spend most of their life in schools and in colleges. The ages between pre-adolescence and early adulthood are mainly preoccupied with activities geared towards career development. They are in schools, they are in colleges, they're trying to develop skills and even begin business enterprises that can keep them afloat. But the shutdown of education institutions has led to a stop in this from mid-March when the president announced that all schools and learning activities should stop. This has led to a stop in most of the activities. And this has affected them in all spheres of their lives, psychologically, socially, physically, even religiously, because even churches and religious institutions are also closed down. In Kenya, the country has been on a lockdown since March, mid-March, when education institutions were closed, churches and mosques, even marketplaces were closed down, and sporting centers were not accessible to the youth. And even hospitals, there have been disruption in their access to basic services like hospitals, even malls were closed down and government offices. Right now, as at 18th of September 2020, Kenya had 36,984 confirmed cases of coronavirus, out of which there are 23,900 recoveries and around 650 deaths. And it's been a steady rise right from March when the first case was received. Now, according to data from the Ministry of Health, it has revealed that the ages between 20 to 39 are the majority of people who are having, or cases that have been confirmed with coronavirus. And they even describe them as super spreaders. Super spreaders in the sense that most of the cases, the spreading that has been going on has been from these ages. Most of these people in that age group find that they've ignored the protocols, the COVID-19 protocols, and they're also asymptomatic. So it is not easy to tell whether they are having the virus or not for them to warrant going for a test. Now we find that the effect of the coronavirus, the pandemic, has had both positive and negative implications. Though of course the positive is minimal. Now talking of the positive implication, one, it has provided opportunities for personal development for the youth. During this period, they've had time to be on their own. Yeah, they've had time for solitude and moments. When you talk of solitude, it comes with peace, it comes with activity, as opposed to those who can't return to these circumstances, they've taken it positively, and this has given them time to get to understand themselves, to develop self-awareness and self-mastery. Some of them are even developed skills in farming, weaving, salon, yeah, and then another positive implication is family cohesion. For families that managed to overcome and adjust to the initial impact of the lockdown, we found that they've come to terms with the circumstances and they've had time to spend together and to bond, to rest, to relax, okay? And for some of the families, there could be some external stressors that were there earlier on before coronavirus. Maybe they were having stressors from other relatives, other friends, or things outside the family. But when they were locked out of them, they've had time to kind of rest out of them. Then number three is increased interest in ICT. Earlier on, maybe ICT was not seen to be so important, but during this period, people have come to realize that it is important to be ICT compliant. So quite a number of people have taken up courses and have become ICT savvy. Rent, upkeep, and all that. But this short period, they've had a breakthrough from that. Having said that, we wouldn't say that coronavirus has been something good, because the negative has outshone the positive. On the negative side, with regard to the youth, we find that number one, they've learned the fear concept that is very important, because of all the idea that all social spaces have been locked down and schools have been closed and there's restricted access to recreational centers. The youth have not had an opportunity to interact with one another, and we know that education is normally youth learn more among themselves, among their peers. So this has affected them, and they've also had reduced opportunities for stress regulation. Through sporting activities, through their hobbies, through access to counseling services, the youth were able to regulate their stress. But now this has also been shut down. Then there's also domestic violence in all ways, be it physical, be it emotional, be it sexual abuse. And I could also say culturally, some of them, because some of them found that some of them have been forced even into early marriages, and this FGM, these other cultural practices that are a bit abusive. So they've experienced that domestic violence. And we've also had cases of marital conflict where the parents are having issues, and this can traumatize in those families. Teenage murder, the other day, was it yesterday in Citizen TV, where we heard about this 15-year-old girl who stabbed the boyfriend in Manhattan because they disagreed. So some of them have been gotten into such kind of crimes. Then there's also another, the fourth negative impact is poor parent-child relationship. Earlier on, these children, these youth were spending most of their time in schools. They're spending most of their time in schools, and teachers maybe were having a way of managing them. Teachers and people in schools, in educational institutions, had a way of managing them. But now they're locked down with their parents. There's reduced freedom. Parents may have that over-controlling behavior towards them. And then even the economic circumstances back at home, with the increased demands, because the children are now in school, so at home rather, can also cause that some kind of friction between the parents and the children. So this can also lead to, this has also been a challenge. Then there's also economic pressure. some of the parents have lost their livelihood. Some of these youths had their business enterprises that were keeping them afloat, but now all this has been put to a stop because of the pandemic. They have to move back home and they have to help the parents maybe even to maintain to provide in the houses. And some of these students, like our students in the universities, find that they are back at home, but there's also pressure back at school to continue paying rent for the houses the hostels where they were, or the houses that they had rented. And the pocket money they were getting from the parents is no longer there. So this has led to economic pressure. There's also loss of focus. These students, these youths have been away from books for a very long time. And we know that people learn, people can also unlearn. They could have even unlearned some of the skills or some of the things were taught in school. Some could have been dropped out of school and gotten into early marriages and pregnancies. The other day, we were hearing about the 4,000 plus cases of pregnancies in Kenya. And this could be out of this loss of focus. The idleness, that's another negative impact. Quite a number of them have become idle because whatever was keeping them academically is no longer there. So they're idle right now. So some of them get into drug abuse. The other day around June, there was this case in Kisii where we had 38 teenagers who were arrested for engaging in liquor, fuel, the group sex somewhere in Kisii, and they were put in quarantine. It is because of the idleness. Then we've heard of crime. These people, these youths now engaging in crime and the sexual perversion. They engage in immoral activities and sex, and no wonder we're talking about the pregnancies. Then another negative impact is child maltreatment. There's a lot of violence taking place behind closed doors where these children are locked up. Due to the decreased mobility, you find again that they're not able to access the protective services, government protective services that were there earlier on. And even among the families, you may find that maybe the abuser or the people who have been maltreating them are people who are within those families. Maybe it could be a parent, could be a step-parent, could be an aunt, an uncle, or brother, but now they're locked up in the same houses. So the maltreatment has increased. We have even these children children with special needs who are probably in special schools, where we have teachers who are trained to handle them. We have specialized facilities in those schools, but now these children have been brought back home, where we don't have the specialized personnel, or rather skills, and even the facilities are not conducive. So they become kind of a burden to the parents. So that can lead to child maltreatment. There's a lot of uncertainty also because the idea of when a school is going to be open. They're told schools will be open sometime in September. Now we are hearing of October, at some point we had of January. So this mixed information about reopening of schools can also cause a lot of confusion in them, especially the candidates who are finalists who are just waiting for maybe an exam and they're done. This can really disorientate them. And then there's also increased marginalization for those children who come from poor backgrounds. In schools, especially the primary schools, there are schools where there's a way the school huwa inasawazisha watu, it makes people, it equalizes people. Because we have the school feeding program, they have the same uniform, they go through they have the same diet, but now they've been sent back home. So those who are from poor families will suffer because they're not able to access that free food probably they were getting in the schools. Some of them might have to get into child labor, those in poor families. They might have to work so as to help the parents provide. But those from rich families may not really have to work. Maybe their parents will get them something to do in the meantime, okay? Even this online schooling, those from poor families are not able to access that. But those in rich families can probably easily access it. So you find that the marginalization has even been, the difference between those from poor families and those from rich families has even increased. Then there's also a depreciation of health conditions, especially for those who had pre-existing health conditions, those who are probably HIV positive, those who are mentally challenged, those who had autism, because now they're not able to access the health facilities and maybe the provisions like the drugs, attending clinic like it was earlier on. With COVID-19, this has been stopped, or rather the access has been reduced. So this has led to their health conditions even becoming worse. And due to all these challenges that we've talked about, there's obviously decreased mental well-being. There's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of stress, a lot of depression. For those who've lost families or have seen family members being buried in a manner that is not dignified in the African way, for instance, they may experience post-traumatic stress disorder. And all this might lead to eventual suicidal behavior. Now, briefly, let's look at the features of the new normal, what we foresee the new normal to be like. One, we expect that social distancing will still continue. When these students come back to school, for example, like for us who are in colleges, when they come back, the way they interact in class, in their hostels, and even the offices where they get services, social distancing has to be maintained. In a hostel where maybe there were 2-3 people in a room, you may find that some have been reduced to 1 or even 2 instead of 4, the number that was there earlier on. Then there's also the other protocol bits like wearing masks and using washing their hands every time. Okay, they have to put up with that even when they come back to school. There's also online learning. It might continue for some of them because like they're being told the candidates will come first. Right now, of course, there's still always online learning going on. That is still part of the new normal. Some of them, when they come back, they will have become orphans. They left with their parents, but they come back as orphans or have orphans. So they have to live with the new reality that mom is not there, dad is not there, the caregiver who's there is no longer there. And some of them may have lost some business enterprise. Maybe when they were still around here, they had some M-Pesa shop somewhere, they had some business they were doing around the university, around the colleges. But now this has been lost. When they come back, they have to start afresh or live without those businesses. Then some of them will come back with psychological challenges like post-traumatic stress disorder, which I talked about earlier on, because of maybe they had to bury a relative in an undignified way, in a very fast way. Maybe the parent was buried in their absence because of what was happening at that time. People had to be buried within 48 hours. Maybe they watched clips of people just collapsing and dying. Some may have developed phobias because of this washing and cleaning and sanitizing every time. Some of them can develop OCD, obsessive compulsive disorders. And another thing that might happen is readjusting to the school life. They've been away from school for 5 or more, 5-6 months, I think. Then they have to come back and they have to settle down into the school routine, especially for the younger youths. You may find that they have a time readjusting to that because they've been out there, out of school. They have to go back to being academicians. Now, what are the possible ways of coping with this new normal? We have a few suggestions, then we will still throw it back to the floor to see maybe can also help us come up with ideas. One is develop online helplines to enable the youth access counseling services. If it was possible that in our own different settings, they come up with ways in which students can access counselors online so that they can always have counseling services through phone calls or through Zoom meetings, if it is group counseling and all that. And then, sorry for that. And then another possible way of coping is develop online platforms to engage the youth. Sorry. Develop online platforms to engage the youth. Develop online platforms to engage the youth in positive discussions. We've been having these mentorship sessions where we bring together students and we have specific where they meet and discuss issues, topics that are affecting them. So we can easily do this through Zoom meetings. If we have to maintain the social distance and avoid crowds, we can easily do this through Zoom meetings and Google Meet and all that. Then we can also have home-based counseling activities where we visit this parents, the families where these students are, And we even get to engage the parents and caregivers back at home on how to handle the youth back at home. There's also media education, and I'm happy that some of us, quite a number of us, I think Dr. Fu, I can't remember the name, has been on in the media, on television so many times. Most of these universities have Dr. Gitao. And then there's also our own university media stations. For those universities that have media stations, you can as well use them. We come up with a slot where we can talk about some of the things we want to pass to the students so that we can access to those media stations that we, the institutional media stations. Then you can also put in place policies, and this I think is very important, that the government or even we should find a way of really coming up with ways of how do we accommodate these youths who got married in this period, who had babies during this period, because they are quite many compared to what we've had before. Teenage pregnancy has been there earlier on, but now the number has even increased. How do we go about absorbing them so that they don't remain back at home? And how do we make the school environment accommodative of them so that they're not stigmatized? If they are pregnant, how can the school program run in a way that can take care of them and accommodate them? And then we also need to provide factual, age-appropriate information on the virus and clear instructions on how to prevent them so that you don't have a lot of rumors going around. We reduce the misinformation and enable them to make straight decisions. Now, at this point, I'd like to invite my colleague, Mika, who will going to take us through the next session. Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon. We just want to look at the second session, though we will go back and look at the issues that we have shared. We had earlier indicated that we wanted this to be more interactive because we really need to share on some other issues. Now, we were looking at the possible interventions, and this is more of an open session. Our assumption, our thoughts are, should we continue with this new normal that maybe as our students are now going through their classes online, maybe as counselors, we may need also to take our clients maybe through online. So the challenge we were looking at and we really wanted to share and maybe have ideas is, now that we shall be doing it online, how do we identify our clients? How do we counsel them? Point. Okay, how do we identify them? Because now we are doing it online, we are not face to face, we are not meeting them. And one of our major way of identification is by seeing them, meeting them, talking to them. And even if we are to do it online, we may have the bundles, but will they have? So how do they cope? The real question is that how do we counsel during this new normal that we are going to go through? Maybe we can unmute and then we share. Hello?
So the floor is now open. Maybe we could share from our own, in our own individual ways, how are we going about it. Maybe we can share on that end.
Hello.
Oh, yes.
To answer your question,
Yes.
for myself, mostly what I've been using video conferencing. So whether it's Zoom, WhatsApp has a video option, so I can actually see my students and verify who they are. For those who actually can't use either one of those video conferencing kind of things, it's a matter of, can I get a hold of their student ID and maybe at least certify that at least they have that information on them. So far it has worked well, doing online therapy.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, on this online therapy, you are from which university?
I work with Strathmore students.
Or Strathmore. Okay, Strathmore, the number is small. And where we sit in this other world, we feel that Strathmore, at least the students have smartphones, they can afford bundles, and we really are happy with what you're doing. How about we who have a bigger number, like 1,000 students, 5,000, 20,000 students? Anybody with 5,000?
Like the student body is 5,000?
Like our students are 20,000.
Okay.
Our population is 20,000.
Can I suggest something maybe in line with what you're talking about, right? Because I think the discussion here is about interventions to get to our students, right?
Yes.
And as you're saying very rightly, not everyone will have the finances to do it for one reason or another. And apart from finances, I will say some of the challenges I'm facing is people not having enough privacy to actually engage a counselor because everyone is at home, right? So how do you start talking about your problems and the walls are thin, whatever is going on? So something else we have tried as a way of having interventions is, and again, I know this maybe works better for Strathmore because maybe of our population size and all. We have been doing podcasts and actually recording podcasts on mental health and different aspects of mental health and how they can take care of themselves. So those now are on our website. And so anyone who needs to just listen in on something that could give them a few tips, they have the podcasts available to them. So anyway, that's just an extra over and above face-to-face kind of stuff.
Yeah, that broadcast is good. At least it can reach out to many of the students. And at the end of the broadcast, maybe you have put your number and say, if you feel you need, you can contact us, isn't it? Broadcasts is good. Another one?
I don't know. As you talked about the podcasts, I also thought of, I was also wondering whether, is it possible to come up with a discussion on WhatsApp so that one evening you just have a topic that is out for discussion, and because I'm sure, like the PA, has you have those WhatsApp groups for the different, even if you have maybe some, like in our setting here at Masinde, we don't have a group for the young mothers. You might be having a group for alcohol, those who are struggling with alcohol, okay, or anything of that kind. So you could come up with a discussion in those WhatsApp groups as another way of reaching out.
Hello. Hello, members. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My name is Teresa Waithera. I am a counselor at Dedan Kimathi University. I would want to share what we've been doing at Dedan Kimathi. Let me say, truly, it's been quite challenging, especially to access numbers like we did when the students were physically in the university. Therefore, we can't deny this fact. The numbers have reduced. And especially for students that had previously not contacted us. I hope you understand what I mean. For those that already had initiated sessions with us, we've been continually followed them through virtually, through phone, and all the methods possible, all the techniques possible. It's been easy. But my question has been, and this is what I know every member in every university is struggling with, how do you access new clients? Sorry for that. So for us, what we've done, we have continually, since March of this year, we have continually been writing brief write-ups on whatever topic, like we have written mental health and COVID-19, parenting and COVID-19, stigma with COVID, all those several topics. And we have had the topics uploaded in our university website. And these write-ups are usually accessed by staff and students. And sorry, in the same website, we have created a link, and this link has appeared. It's there in our website and has been posted to different students groups, may it be WhatsApp or whatever, emails and all that. And students are able to book virtual sessions with us. Once they do so, we organize for a virtual, make an appointment for a virtual session. And then when the time comes when the two of you have agreed to have the virtual session, then the two of you, whether with a student or with a staff, then you get connected and do the virtual counseling session. And that has really worked well for us. Another thing that we have done for the peer counselors with fortnight supervision and case conferencing, we have been meeting them through their WhatsApp group. And this has, apparently, it has really worked well. We actually don't meet every fortnight, but we meet them every week on Wednesdays at 8 to 9. And the engagements have been quite good because we're able to communicate with them through WhatsApp. Initially, we had tried engaging them through the link, but it didn't work because they said that sometimes it's challenging for them to afford data required to be in a 1 hour session. But for WhatsApp, they say it's affordable for them. So that has really worked for us. Something else that we have done, we have continually, since March 2020, we have continually been picking topics as per need assessed. And then when we decide on a topic, we get a speaker, including us, counselors, and we form a group. Let's say like now for this week, we decide that we're going to talk on relationships and COVID-19. Or maybe something like depression and suicide and COVID-19. We will proceed, get a facilitator, and then request our student leaders, or even us, or anyone in the university, form a group specifically for that. So that group is going to be formed, the name of the group is going to be that topic. I hope members you understand what I mean. When that is created, we get to as many students, social groups as possible, and we request them to circulate, to forward that group. And then when that comes, we've already scheduled a day and time. Then when the day and time comes, and we mostly do this at night, 8 to 9, then we all get engaged into the WhatsApp group, and everyone, all the counselors plus other staff in our department, that is students welfare, we all get engaged the students, plus even staff, we've done that. We all engage them, and we do that exactly for 1 hour. And for us, it's really worked very well. That is all I would want to share. Thank you so much, members.
I really want to appreciate the first university was. I really want to appreciate Strathmore and Dedan Kimathi and Dedan Kimathi University. I think Dedan Kimathi, you are very much ahead at all times. One of our meetings, you came up and said you even have Parents' Day. Strathmore, do you have Parents' Day? Hello. So we really appreciate. We would go through. We would try to use the Strathmore way And I think we will pick up with the Dedan Kimathi at a later time so that we can have a share one-on-one with Dedan Kimathi and see how we can work with you. And also Strathmore University, see how you go about it so that we can also implement. I don't know how any other university that is here, maybe you can also give us some information.
Hello, I can add something, members. This is Dedan Kimathi.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm speaking so much. Okay, so what you can do, what members can do, if you go to access the Dedan Kimathi University website,
Yes.
at the website, there's a link, COVID-19. That link will, when you click on it, it opens to all the brief write-ups that have been written by counselors, plus our links for virtual sessions with students and staff. Thank you so much.
You said the link was?
COVID-19.
Okay.
At our website, COVID-19.
We are very grateful. We will pick up that. How about Strathmore? What are you going to give us? Hello. Okay, any other university? Maybe if we can all share, get more information, because all this is going to support us.
Hello.
Pauline? Yes.
My name is Helen from Chuka University.
Karibu sana.
So I think I've really loved what I've had, the contributions, what people are doing. Strathmore, Dedan Kimathi, we're learning out from you guys. Thank you for sharing how you're intervening. For us, we have been having sessions with students. We have been having WhatsApp, the same as Dedan Kimathi, but ours are not, they are on a continuous basis with different groups for different students as per the clubs. That's one thing we have been able to do, where we have guests joining the group, then they discuss a topic, then once they finish, they exit the group. I think it's more, I find it a bit more long lasting. Then we have also been able to do Facebook live sessions with the students through our official university platform, where we are able to identify relevant topics, and then again we have a presenter coming in, and then we discuss, and students are able to learn and reach out to us. We also have our e-counseling platform, which is also another avenue we have been using to reach out to them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Helen from Chuka University.
Pardon?
My name is Helen from Chuka University.
Chuka University.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
We
welcome.
Information we have got from Strathmore, Chuka, and Dedan Kimathi. Any other? So that we all share what we have and at least can now start implementing. We'll pick this, we'll pick that, and we start now working. Because some of us, sincerely, we have not been doing very well. True. Any other university? Kisi?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm trying to have presented before me. I just like what you are doing. That's great. In Kisi University, we've also tried. Mainly, we've been using WhatsApp. The students various WhatsApp groups, but especially we have one for the peer counselors. We do a lot of communication, and they sometimes forward and us. And what we've done was our e-learning took off well, and in the e-learning platform, we have common boardrooms for lecturers. We also have common boardrooms for students. So where we have to meet the students, we normally use the blue button for virtual meetings. Where I have a client to meet, then I can book a client to and direct the client. They are able to join. I direct the client to join me in a particular room. Now, the only thing I always make sure that it's not done is that that session is not recorded for confidentiality and privacy. Something that we also did, and especially in the month of March, and we've continued to do that, and especially to reach out to others who are probably at home and they are quiet. We normally do what we call pop-up messages. So pop-up messages, we just the website. If me, I'm a counselor, I have a message that I want to pass. For example, I would encourage students generally then post in their walls. So with my photo, then, maybe a message like people with strong social support systems are able to overcome psychological distresses related to COVID-19. Or messages like you need to talk to somebody here. So we are using campaigns. They are short campaigns, but we do pop-up messages so that in case there is any student, and we post them to the students' walls and even the staff wall, the various staff walls. So if somebody comes across such a message and somebody feels like, oh, I need help in this area, then we direct them. You can inbox me. Then from there we organize for a meeting. Now, again, in the common rooms, what also works best is group counseling, where you can have clients with similar challenges, and you invite them to the virtual room. And in the virtual room, we can have a discussion. But again, you know, we always ensure this is something that we negotiate with those who manage for us the e-learning platform, that for this particular session is private. It's mutual understanding. It's private, and we do not want anybody to join us other than those who are supposed to join us. So those are a few things that we have done. And it's like we have kept the fire burning, but I must admit that the counseling service through virtual meetings cannot be compared to how we are able to receive clients. So we still rely on peer counselors to introduce us to the new clients. Thank you.
Thank
I
you
hope I was heard.
Yeah, you've been heard. I like the pop-up messages. I think we will call you quietly to give us some of those pop-up messages. Thank you so much, Kisi.
Thank
How
you.
about Twani? Nyakindu Bay.
Yeah.
Hey, Twani.
I don't know if Winnie, the student councillors, attended, but reporting on Pwani,
Yes.
we've also kept the fire burning. The students' peer group are very active. Just on Monday, they had a youth virtual meeting. And because we have trained them to be very active to meet the other students, they are doing so well. We also have a council of youth, council of youth leaders who work together with our peers in the community. And therefore, even though the students are at home, they still have a way of networking. So I find our strength is on the peer counselors, peer educators, who have managed to reach out to their fellow students. On the counselors, students welfare office, every counselor is trying to reach out to their students in their own various ways using the virtual platform. And therefore, we have still kept the fire burning. On the WhatsApp again, because we extended departmental representatives, every person is having their WhatsApp walls and their groups, and therefore they are still able to reach out to students in their own way. The pop-up messages is also doing well on the walls of the learners. But the first years, would I say, picking up in class e-learning is picking up slowly. But I think this week so far, they're coming up well. Registration has been slow, but all the same, it's coming up. So I've not had any weird incident, but I think if Winnie was in, she would have mentioned more, if at all she has any. Sarah is sick in hospital. I don't know if she's around. And Japheth, I don't know if they have attended. Maybe they could say something. That's from Pwani.
Can I just add?
Yes.
That I've just earlier that this has asked, but it's also been an opportunity. It has also offered as an opportunity to go. So personally, as a counselor, I've really tried to do some of the things that I never used to do before. So one of the things that I did for me was great achievement to create my own website. So when I did my personal website, then now I'm able to even chat with them. So that's quite private. I also at a personal level, which is still professional, and I still get my clients through that. I also created a Google chat, so I'm able to chat with my clients. And I also realized that many of our students, these young and even the primary school and secondary school students, they're even able to do their own YouTube and pass very wonderful messages to their colleagues, and this has been very encouraging. So like I've worked with peer counselors on several occasions. I tell them just try to be creative and give a message, and they through their YouTube they're giving wonderful messages. So that has really been encouraging. Some of the things that we could not do because we were too busy to, we just had to get into technology and use of technology. So I'm increasingly appreciating technology. My growth, but because that's what I presented on last week, that it's really part of my growth. So it's been useful. Thank you.
Wow. We really appreciate Pwani. And the last speaker was who? Oh, Kisi, you came back again.
Ross from KISS University, Dr. Ross from University.
Thank you so much. In fact, we are learning a lot. All of us, at least we are picking something. We will do the notes and even try to put them back on the Kupka wall so that the ones who have not attended can at least hear what the other people are doing. Because that basically has been the bigger challenge. How do we reach our clients? How do we support them? And I feel very encouraged that we have come up with very good ideas, which will take us a long way as we are going through this, is it the new normal? Very difficult. Any other person? Do we have anybody else with something additional or something else even out of this that we can share? Okay, then we really from the bottom of my heart, I feel very motivated. I feel very encouraged by what we have gone through this session, especially in the learning of what is happening in all other universities. So with this, let me return back to my colleague, Paulina Diambo, to wrap up.
Thank you so much, Lika, for that great discussion, and to everyone in the meeting for your input.
No, with peer counselors together, makoroni otura build today. You don't know it, because those things Kira was saying, you a different group every week. Then it's like
you only cover one topic across, you know.
Hello, we are not getting you clear.
Hey, somebody,
No,
I'm
Kajira
somebody had to mute herself. Some conversation from the background.
Yeah.
Saying was, I was just like to express our gratitude to everyone for sharing, even for the ideas that have given.
Thank you.
And we realized the bottom line
Sorry.
also for the future. Something we've probably been ignoring in the past, but apparently it has caught up with us. So at this juncture, I'd like to hand over back to the host. It was Madam Catherine.
Yes.
Yeah, Madam Catherine, thank you. Hello, Madam Catherine.
But although she was having problems with connectivity. Mm.
Okay, apparently is not responding. I hear she was having issues with the connectivity. So I think we'll just close the meeting to an end unless there's something else somebody would like to bring up. If there's none, I'd like to thank everyone for attending, and we hope to meet next time and meeting probably. Thank you. Bye.
God bless you.
Thank you. That was a wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Esther team.
God bless you all.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Jen, thank you for wonderful presentation.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Mm.
Okay. Bye.
Nai? Hebu nione hiyo 60 na sime nini? Hmm? Hii kuko poa?
Seen some beautiful ladies here. Mary Mwangi. Yeah. Nilikuwa nimetoka tu. Nilitoka.
I believe God is able to plant fields or trees in our desert places. Not only does he provide water, but he brings systems and structures. He plants our field, and may the Lord plant your field and cause your field to blossom. So Isaiah chapter 41, verses 17 to 20. The poor and needy seek water, but there is none. Their tongues fail for thirst. I, the Lord, will hear them. I, the God of Israel, will not forsake them. I will open rivers in desolate heights and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water and the dry land spring